Hello, welcome back to the Circl Speaker Series with me, Charlie, CEO and co-founder of Circl. This series is where we get the inspiring business leaders to come onto Zoom and talk about their experience and their career. So delighted to have Fredrik Borestrom here today, who is Head of Agency International at LinkedIn. He'll explain a little bit more about what that actually is in a second. So welcome, Fredrik. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much, Charlie. Great to be here. So I work at LinkedIn, the website and an app, and I work in the marketing solutions division, which is our advertising business. And I lead a team who looks after our partnerships that we have with advertising agencies and media agencies who invest money on behalf of their clients on our platform in order to achieve their marketing objectives. So the international component is that I'm based in London, but my team is based outside of the UK. So I look after the markets like Germany, Austria, Switzerland, the Netherlands, Spain, the Middle East and North Africa region, and most recently also Latin America, where we have an office in Sao Paulo in Brazil, and one in Mexico City in Mexico. So I think I kind of enjoy working with people and closing deals. I've always been very much into sports in my youth and when I grew up, and so competing has always been part of what I do. So that thrill of being able to close a deal with a large global brand for them to invest money on LinkedIn as a platform, I think is super exciting. And working with my team and with our agents in order to achieve that is always exciting, right? And I've been able to be exposed to different countries, cultures. In a given week, I can visit 2 or 3 countries, and it's an amazing thing to be able to kind of be in Germany one day, then in Spain another day, then maybe the following week go to Brazil and spend time with my team there, and just kind of see the differences across these markets, but also the commonalities that we have in the various markets as well. If you, like me, you work with people, like either if it's people within my team, my company, the clients I work with, the business partners we work with, like they're all people, right? So and you need to find a way of, you have to behave differently to different people in different ways. So that's kind of just being able to adapt to the person you're with. If I'm sitting with an agency CEO in Dubai, that person is probably very different to if I'm sitting with someone who can obviously say supplier to me that I work with in the UK or in Brazil. So how do you kind of adapt the way you engage with those people, and how can you kind of just kind of find ways of speaking differently or acting differently? Not obviously kind of being true to yourself and to your personality and your persona. That's key, right? But I think being able to adapt to certain situations is important, and that is kind of at the end of the day social skills.
Yeah.
If you're selling something, it's like people only buy from you if they trust you and if they like you, right?
Yeah.
Those are 2 things.
Yeah.
If they want to partner with you, it's the same, right? Like, do they trust you as a person?
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of building up a personal brand, but also kind of having the skills to kind of adapt yourself to the environment you're in are really key. I wasn't sure which industry really I was kind of looking for. I wasn't one of those people that said like I have to go into advertising or have to go into media or finance or law. I was just like I knew I needed to do something in business, but I wasn't sure what. I was pretty okay at school. I was above average, I guess, but I never really applied myself enough to really get top of the class. I focused a lot about what interesting things could you do outside of school, not just to get out of fun, but actually me and my friends were looking at different projects that we ran. We were kind of organizing a fashion show, we were organizing the school paper and all these things. So we were trying to kind of find ways of keeping ourselves busy and engaged through other means than just academic means in that sense. It's important to study, right? I think that is the key thing, but I don't think that is the be all and end all of your experience at school or at university. So after I kind of left school and went on to uni, for example, a lot of what I learned when I was there was how to work with different people, how to actually, the skill of learning, like how can I kind of take information, take it in and figure out something to do with it. What I kind of felt when I was especially at uni was that, I ran a pub with some friends of mine We organized conferences. We did a lot of extracurricular things outside of the pure academic work. And I think I learned more by doing that than I did in class. I still passed all my exams. I think I had one I had to retake, but I managed to get through all my exams and get my degree. But I think a lot of what kind of put me where I am today, I think, is through the things I did was outside the academic work at uni and at school. The people I met, the exposure I had, the learnings I got from, organizing a conference for 150 people from all over Sweden in our uni town, for example, leading that team and executing that. That taught me more than spending, one semester studying logistics or marketing or finance. So my first job I got was, I never applied for it really, because it was a guy I'd met through some of my extracurricular work and projects I did at uni, who knew these three guys who was running a TV and film production company in Stockholm. And he'd overheard at some kind of dinner that they were looking for a new management trainee. So he came back to uni in October, told me that this was happening, and wondered, because I was about to finish at that time. So he put me in touch with these guys. That was kind of, again, it was complete fluke, and in a way, kind of just through people I'd met at uni, that kind of got me the opportunity. So I started work for them straight after my graduation in January of 2001. And so I basically worked for the three founders and the senior leaders of this company. And we produced TV programs like Big Brother, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Jeopardy, did music videos, we did feature films. And I was what they call the management trainee. So I was there to turn the lights on in the morning and turn the lights off at night. So I was doing every little project that they didn't want to do. Be it, organize conferences, organize big meetings, work on kind of monetizing some of the brands that we had. So how do we make money off the Big Brother brand, for example? So I did that for 3.5 years, and it was a kind of a great learning in terms of how business is done. And my bosses were very demanding. They'd all been very successful in their own right, but they were also very fair and fun. So I knew that they would put demands on me, but there were always kind of a reason behind it, and we had a great time doing it, because working in TV is pretty good fun. I think social skills, verbal and social skills, I think are really key. I have gotten where I am today probably more because of how I've been able to interact with people and the network I managed to build for myself with partners and business friends and friends in the industry than my real skill set from a professional way. So I think it's being able to kind of have social skills, but also have verbal and written skills are really important, because if I receive emails from people at work and the grammar is horrendous, or even though I'm Swedish and Swedish is my first language and English is my second, just picking up on little things is just, it's things that can kind of put people off. So I think social, verbal and written skills are really important. I think doing things that you enjoy, I think, is the most important thing, right? I think even though kind of some of the projects I was doing when I was starting working wasn't that fun, but actually the work in itself was fun. And then I think the biggest change for me was kind of when I moved into the advertising industry here in London, because it kind of combined a lot of things for me. It's creative, because you have to obviously kind of come up with ideas for campaigns that you sell to brands. It's competitive because again, there are plenty of people here selling advertising in the UK, right? So, and it's commercial. So I get to kind of work with people, I get to close deals, I get to kind of partner with people, lead teams. So all of those things kind of are things that I really enjoy. So I never really wake up not wanting to go to work because I get to work with interesting people, interesting brands, and do fun things. So I think that's the key thing, right? If you find something you enjoy, the chances are that you will become good at it.
Yeah.
And I think it's, you spend so much time at work, especially if you, like me, travel. If you don't find it enjoyable, then it would just drain on you. I think getting outside your comfort zone is important, right? If I look at pivotal moment in my my life in a way was I did 12 months of military service after I graduated school, before I went to university. And that was a transformational time for me as a person. You know, I was put in a completely different environment than I was used to. I was put in with people I had never met before, that some I had to work with, some I had to lead. I had to take orders from people that were above me in the organization, and I had to kind of deal with a lot of things under pressure. And that made me grow significantly as a person. And I think that was then part of me wanting to go to a university in another city that again put me out of my comfort zone, and again got me to engage with new people, again got me to learn new skills. And then I moved to Stockholm, and then I moved to London. So I think trying to find ways of stretching yourself, and not being afraid to kind of do things. I'm not saying that people should all go into the army, because the Swedish army, we don't go and do anything outside of Sweden. The British army, you have to go and serve outside. So I think not that is a goal the same both for everyone, but I think kind of stretching yourself and putting yourself out of your comfort zone, I think is important. And exposing yourself to new things